Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now live at 4 on this Tuesday. What a pleasant day to get outside and actually breathe.
It feels great. Have the windows open, let the fresh air in the house.
Great weather to get out in the garden.
Yes, absolutely. And a little later this hour, we're going to be taking your plant and garden questions for Lisa Briggs at the Bruce Company. So be thinking about what you'd like to ask, and Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
But first, here's what's making news on this Tuesday. One of Quentin Cephas's accusers takes the stand today on the first day of his sexual assault trial.
More information is coming out about the killings of 5 people in Chippewa County, including parallels to the Jamie Kloss case.
And the second round of Democratic debates begins tonight in Detroit. We'll have a preview.
Let's take a look outside today. Boy, had a little touch of fall in the air, didn't it? Just a smidge.
The lack of humidity is what makes it so nice.
Yeah, it feels so nice.
Boy, that's a pretty shot. Is that Tenney Park?
I think so.
Marshall Park.
Marshall Park.
Over in
Yeah, that's right.
Over in Middleton. Summer snooze, the weather words, and here's the guy taking a little nap.
Oh,
Dave,
hey, guys.
Dave.
Hey. Oh, sorry. Didn't know it was my time. Well, with the weather this quiet, you wouldn't be mistaken if you wanted to take a quick snooze. And Mother Nature seemingly taking a summer snooze for the rest of this week, so don't wake her up because this weather is so nice. Visible cloud tracker showing a few fair weather cumulus clouds developing this afternoon, but other than that, really not much showing up on radar or cloud track, and I think that's going to be the case as we head into the rest of this week as well. Temperatures in the mid-70s, very comfortable outside, some upper 60s, a little bit closer to Manitowoc and Sheboygan, but those dew points in the lower to middle 50s. Very comfortable air outside across southern Wisconsin. Madison and the Edgewater Skycam, that is a gorgeous shot for some gorgeous weather. Just some fair weather cumulus clouds, but plenty of blue sky and sunshine. And as we head into tomorrow, temperatures starting off in the 50s, and we'll be in the upper 70s once again. So really, we've entered a rare part of the weather known as the no complaint zone. Really, there's not much to complain about across southern Wisconsin for the rest of this week. Maybe we can complain about some traffic. How about that? Here is our look at your first alert traffic update. Park Street and the Beltline, not really looking too bad. Traffic generally moving pretty well. Across Dane County, no major accidents or incidents to report. There is a stalled vehicle on the entry ramp from US 51 near US 30, so that's something to keep in mind, causing some minor delays. And we are starting to see some delays back up on the Beltline, as you might expect for this time of the afternoon. A little slow from Verona Road eastbound to John Nolan on the Beltline. That'll cost you 8 minutes with an average speed around 30 miles per hour. And that is your first alert traffic update. We'll talk about how long this nice weather will last and what to expect as we head into the month of August in your first alert forecast.
Nothing to complain about. What are we going to talk about?
I know. Exactly. I'll think of something.
All right, Dave. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank you, Dave. First at 4, we're learning more today about 2 shootings that resulted in 5 deaths in western Wisconsin over the weekend.
The sheriff there is relating this case to the abduction of Jamie Kloss. Danica Lewis is here with the details on that. Danica?
The Chippewa County Sheriff, Mark and Susan, says the man killed his mom, his brother and nephew, a 24-year-old woman, and himself. Authorities say Richie German Jr. forced his way into a home in Lake Hallie Sunday night in a way similar to what we saw in Barron last year with that Kloss case. German Jr. also allegedly shot the 24-year-old woman's parents. Jamie Kloss's parents, you may remember, were killed, but the couple in this latest case did survive. Investigators also say a car found outside the crime scene suggests he imitated the Kloss abduction.
There's some items that we found in the vehicle, the way the vehicle was left and running, that we're still working on and analyzing that leads us to believe it's similar.
Can you elaborate on that? Duct tape, etc.?
Not at this point. That's still under investigation.
Authorities say there's no evidence German Jr. and the woman he killed, Lael Vang, ever even met. They did say he texted her about a personal relationship and that she texted back, "Who is this? I don't know you." At this point, investigators say they may never know exactly why German Jr. killed Vang and 3 of his own family members.
Tragic story.
Yeah.
Danica, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Danica. The Rock County Public Health Department is warning people in the area of an increase in drug overdoses in the last 2 weeks. Janesville police say in the last 10 days, they've seen 4 overdoses, including 1 death. While police say they're trying to find the source of the drugs, those who work with addicts say this is the result of the drugs being laced.
Alarmingly, I've seen by working personally in emergency rooms with people We've had an uptick here in Rock County also, and what's happening is there is fentanyl being laced in with the heroin.
Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 5, Rock County reporter Adam Duxter will join us with the warning signs associated with drug use like this.
One of Quintez Cephas's 2 accusers took the stand today in the first day of his sexual assault trial.
The 21-year-old former Badger football player is facing 2 felony sexual assault charges. Our Amanda Quintana is live at the courthouse with more. Amanda?
Yes, well, the trial is actually still happening in the courtroom behind me today. We saw opening statements from both sides. We saw a UW police officer and a Madison police officer take the stand, as well as one of Quintez Cephas's accusers, one of the women who says he sexually assaulted them. Now, she described that night when she says she got drunk last year, one night in April. Then she doesn't remember much. She doesn't remember the ride to his apartment until she woke up in his bed with her friend next to her, both of them being assaulted. The prosecutor started opening statements by reading a Snapchat one of the accusers sent that night saying, "Raped, my phone is going to die, I don't know what to do." The defense called one of the accusers the organizer and promoter of this consensual threesome and says the women weren't drunk enough to be incapacitated because there's video of them walking normally. Yet a Madison police officer who interviewed the accuser at the hospital says he remembers her appearing extremely intoxicated in a fetal position with her eyes closed. Now, the trial continues tomorrow. It's going to continue the rest of the week. We are still expected to see a lot of people take the stand. We're expected to see Cephas's roommate, who was allegedly there during this whole alleged assault. We're expected to see more medical professionals and nurses also take the stand during the week.
Amanda Quintana live at the Dane County Courthouse. Amanda, thank you.
If you have a Capital One credit card or have applied for one, your personal information may be compromised. Capital One says the data breach was discovered on July 19th and the system was immediately fixed, but not before a hacker stole personal data of tens of thousands of customers. The FBI says 33-year-old former software engineer Paige Thompson of Seattle is responsible for the attack. She's under arrest, accused of stealing 140,000 Social Security numbers in the United States, as well as 80,000 bank account numbers.
Assume your information is out there. There have been so many data breaches that if it's not out there yet, it probably will be soon.
Capital One says it will be notifying affected individuals. Financial experts always advise consumers to frequently change online passwords.
The second Democratic presidential debate begins tonight in Detroit, and the stakes are high for the crowded field of candidates. Natalie Brand is in Detroit with more.
Workers are putting the finishing touches on the historic Fox Theater in Detroit for tonight's Democratic debate, where Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders will be center stage, making their case to voters.
We started by attacking the corruption head on.
We should not have to come to Canada to get the medicine we need for our kids to stay alive.
Warren and Sanders are the 2 highest polling candidates appearing tonight, although they both trail former Vice President Joe Biden.
Voters told us that they felt that candidates like Elizabeth Warren in particular, and also Bernie Sanders, were going to fight for people like them.
For this debate, each candidate will get to make opening and closing statements, and any candidate attacked by name will get 30 seconds to respond.
South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke, and Senator Amy Klobuchar are among the other candidates appearing tonight. For some, it will be their last debate if they don't break through. Voter Darren Aliff will be watching.
What are we doing to create jobs for the middle class or lower middle class, whatever it may be? And that's really what I want to hear from them.
The DNC chose Detroit for its second debate, seeing Michigan as a key battleground state in 2020. President Trump narrowly won the state in 2016.
We're still writing like our comeback story, but we're definitely getting prepared for everything that's going on down here.
Do you agree?
Biden and Senator Kamala Harris, who memorably clashed in the first debate, take the stage tomorrow. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Detroit.
The debate airs tonight, and the second round is tomorrow night on CNN beginning at 7 p.m. local time.
Well, still to come at 4, everybody, it seems, has some sort of trick to get the best airfare, or they think they do.
Consumer Reports says many of those airline myths simply aren't true. We're sorting fact from fiction next on Live at 4.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Taco Bell is the latest restaurant chain to say that it is committing to reducing antibiotics in its meat.
The chain said Monday it plans to reduce antibiotics, specifically those important to human health, by 25% in the majority of its beef supply by 2025. The World Health Organization says overusing antibiotics in animals can lead to antibiotic-resistant bacteria that pose risks to human life. As consumers grow more aware of the dangers, major chains are promising change. Taco Bell's promise amounts to a commitment to work with suppliers since it doesn't directly control its beef supply. The chain was able to eliminate the use of antibiotics important to human health in its chicken supply in 2017. Stocks fell on Wall Street over new trade worries with China. The Dow Industrials dropped 23 points, closing at 27,198. The NASDAQ Composite Index was off 19. The S&P 500 was down 7. From the best time of day to search for a flight to how far in advance you should purchase your ticket, it's not hard to find advice on getting a cheap flight.
Unfortunately, many of those tricks are either outdated or simply wrong. Leah Linscheid and Consumer Report says if you blindly follow them, you could be missing out on some better deals.
How do you get the cheapest airfare?
I book my stuff like 6 months or so in advance. And avoiding travel on Fridays, Saturdays.
I usually just go through the search engines. They make it easy.
It's clear there isn't a single answer to finding the best price for your flight, and sometimes there can even be misleading information that could cost you money. That's why Consumer Reports identified 3 common airfare myths and what you can do instead to score a better deal. First up, Tuesdays are the best days to book airfare.
This myth started when airlines used to load their fares at the beginning of the week. But now, airlines are much more sophisticated in the way that they price their tickets, changing the price 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for consumers, that means they can find a good deal on airfares any day of the week.
CR says follow airline social media accounts and set up alerts so that you'll be notified immediately when sales become available. Next myth, it's always better to book as far in advance as possible.
Airlines don't start to actively manage their inventory until 5 to 3 months before departure. So if you buy your ticket too early, you'll probably pay more than what you would if you had waited to buy within that time period.
And the final myth, a round-trip airline ticket is a better deal than 2 one-way fares.
Online booking sites have gotten really good at finding travelers money-saving one-way flight combinations.
Kayak offers so-called hacker fares, where a flight search will look for 2 one-way tickets that collectively make a round-trip flight. You might have to use different airlines for departing and arriving flights, but you may also get the cheapest possible flight. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide. Happy travels!
Consumer Reports says another good way to find good flight deals is to look for air and hotel packages.
You can find plenty that includes a business class seat and a 5-night hotel stay by visiting your favorite airlines websites.
Oh, good advice.
Yep. You always think you're going to get a better deal.
I know. It's
you never
elusive
do.
for me.
Me too. Well, stay with us here on Live at 4. There's more to come, including a business that Charlotte Celeste says is doing something good.
And then coming up tonight at 5, police are investigating after a driver in a stolen car allegedly hit a school bus yesterday. We'll hear from police coming up at 5.
Take a look at this. Here's putting trust in your friend. Abby's expression quickly changes from concern to jubilation. Here's why. Madison Swaney aims and fires a Frisbee at Abby, who is standing 40 feet away with a cone on her head. Why not? Madison makes the perfect Frisbee fling as it ricochets twice off the baseball backstop.
Well done. How many times do they have to do it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, how many takes? How many takes?
You can see the other side of her head all bruised up.
Well, superheroes are in Madison today to wash some windows. Batman, Spider-Man, and more were at the American Family Children's Hospital this morning.
And window cleaners wore superhero costumes today to help cheer up the kids in the hospital. The superheroes rappelled down the building. I thought it said repealed for a second.
It did say that.
While waving to patients and their families. That is just so cool.
Yeah, that really is.
I love that.
Oh, the smiles on the kids' faces.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It is great. We have our own superhero.
Yeah, Mother Nature. Me. Oh, well, I don't like to brag. But on weeks like this, I'll take the compliments that you all give me. I really appreciate them, and I'll store them for the winter when I need them, when there are tears. No tears this week. We'll talk about the nice weather and how long it will last in your First Alert forecast in just a few minutes. Good afternoon. I hope you had a really nice Tuesday. You know, this time of the year is often termed the dog days of summer. Well, in this case, let's all let sleeping dogs lie because it is so nice outside. Really not much to concern ourselves with. Some fair weather cumulus clouds popping up during the afternoon hours across southern Wisconsin. You can actually see that lake breeze, those clouds inching farther to the west, and actually the lakeshore looking pretty clear right now. We have a disturbance off to the west that is not going to make it here. High pressure, strong high pressure. It's going to be around for much of the week, and it's going to deflect all the bad weather weather away, at least as we get into this weekend. We'll have a few more clouds by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday, but still no rain chances until we get to Monday, I think, of next week. So an extended period of dry weather, of pleasant weather on the way. And that makes my job pretty simple up here. All I have to do is just show you what it looks like outside and say, all right, pretty nice. Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam looking at mostly sunny skies. Mostly sunny skies. You can see those lines of fair weather cumulus clouds. In Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, a gorgeous shot right now overlooking Lake Mendota. Today's high 75 degrees. I want to be where it's sunny and 75, Madison, Wisconsin, July 30th, 2019. How you doing? Normal is 81, so we're actually running about 5 degrees below normal as far as high temperatures go for this time of year. Right now, those temperatures are a little bit cooler than our daytime high, 74 in Madison, 79, so closer to 80 degrees in Janesville and in Mineral Point, 76 in Boscobel and 76 as well in the Mississippi River Valley and Prairie du Chien. Look at these dew points. This is a thing of beauty. Dew point temperatures in the lower to middle 50s. The highest dew point I see on here, 61 in Kenosha, which is a little sticky, but really overall, we're feeling pretty comfortable outside. Not anywhere close to the bad hair days and the uncomfortable dew points that we had just a few days ago. And I think we're going to stay at similar humidity levels as we head into the rest of this week and even into the weekend as well. So everything is kind of turning up aces right now. 56 for tonight, mostly clear and comfortable once again as we head into tomorrow. Maybe a little bit warmer, mostly sunny, but still pleasant outside. Highs in the upper 70s, closer to 80 degrees. On future track, really not too much to show you. A few clouds here and there, but generally looking at mostly clear to mostly sunny skies. At night, temperatures dipping into the 50s. During the daytime, we'll be in the upper 70s and lower 80s going forward for highs. Thursday, pretty similar story. We kind of are pushing the repeat button, but it's a good song. So we're all loving the repeated weather when it's like this. And temperatures in the upper 70s for by the afternoon on Thursday. I think highs will be in the low 80s. Plenty of sunshine on the way for Thursday and Friday. Maybe a few more clouds and a little bit warmer as we head into this weekend. Our next chance of showers and thunderstorms arrives later on Monday with temperatures in the lower 80s. But we're looking nice as well as we get into the middle of next week. So really August is staying nice for much of the first couple of weeks of the month, and then maybe some more showers and thunderstorms by next weekend as well. But overall, not too much to complain about, Mark and Susan.
No, we deserve a break, that's
exactly.
for sure. All right, thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. A Belleville business is getting some attention, and it's not just because of what they're selling.
Charlotte Gillespie joins us now with more on this Do Something Good.
Do you remember the show Cheers?
Sure.
Okay, we're probably aging ourselves, right?
Everybody knows your name, right?
Exactly. You want to go where everybody knows your name, right? So this song could actually fit this new business in Belleville, minus the alcohol. That's getting a lot of national recognition for doing something good, just simply bringing a community together. On this quiet summer day in downtown Belleville, there's something brewing along Main Street.
This awesome thing is in this little town, and you would never know.
It's very easy to bypass Belleville.
But now there's another great reason not to.
Take a little gander through town, and there's this Lincolnberry llama.
This is John Cleveland.
I grew up in a town of 700 people, and it's so easy to leave. I left.
After years of power suits and jet setting around the world for work, the Owen Withy, Wisconsin native traded it all in for an apron, coffee, and community.
It has provided a sense of meaning for my life that is only surpassed by my daughter and my wife.
And it is a family business. Daughter Madeline chose the name Lincolnberry for their Norwegian heritage, and llama representing Peru, the second largest coffee exporter in the world.
And she's 8.5 years old at this point, and she's bringing global trade into it.
And it's that inviting family feeling that's winning people over.
It was nice to have that place I could take my daughter.
In the 9 months it's been open,
See, from the littlest baby to the elders of town, we're all here.
Small towns can be a bit insular.
but this small town is getting some big recognition.
It's got a little bit of green coffee.
Thanks to the llama's customers, the cafe is a finalist in Reader's Digest Nicest Place in America contest.
It's just a nice small town thing.
And at the llama, there's nothing small about the way you're made to feel.
That ability to bring happiness to people's life, I mean, that's the essence. This is a business where you show up and it's snowing and 5 below and it's 5:30 in the morning, and you know that the first person who's going to walk through that front door is going to be so happy that you're just delighted that you're here. I can't think of another business that happens.
And now we have this place where everyone remembers your names, and you're always welcome. You always feel very welcome.
Belleville's going to pop. Belleville is too close to Madison, too close to Verona. The demographics are too positive to not pop. I want to be part of that. Thank you. Take care.
To the Cleveland family and all those associated with the Lingonberry Llama, thank you for doing something good, not only for Belleville, but for also the surrounding communities. As for how the llama ranked in the Reader's Digest contest, the magazine isn't saying just yet, so stay tuned. If you know a person, business, or organization doing something good, tell me about it. Fill out a nomination at channel3000/do-something-good.
Can we still vote for them, or is it too late?
No, it's too
Voting's
late.
over.
Voting is over. So he tried to pry it out of the author of the article, you know, where did they rank, but
Not yet.
they're not spilling the beans yet. So, but it is a great place, and really everybody is, you know, it's like the town center almost. So
And a
it
name
really is
you'll never forget. I love the name.
It's really breathing new life into that area.
And
That's great to see.
you brought those
I brought the lingonberry cookies and the lemon pie cookies.
Yes, they were
Remember, everybody hoovered those
they
here.
were very good.
Really good.
Well, we'll see where they rank. When's the article coming out? Do we know?
I don't know yet.
Okay, we'll find out.
We're trying to dig.
Stay tuned.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Still to come at 4, more than 100 million Americans don't have parental leave when a new baby comes home.
Some lawmakers want to do something about that, and we'll tell you what's proposed for new parents when Live at 4 comes right back. And a live look at the Henry Vila Zoo this afternoon. Oh, it's a perfect day.
A bison there in the background?
Yeah, to go to the zoo and see the animals. Perfect. A bipartisan proposal introduced today would give new parents access to a $5,000 advance.
The bill from Republican Senator Bill Cassidy and Democrat Kristen Sinema is one of a number of ideas aimed at helping the more than 100 million Americans who don't have paid parental leave.
CBS congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes sat down with the senators proposing the bill.
For 30-year-old Morgan Lyles, taking care of 5-month-old twins while working full-time is a family affair.
Hi, sorry. Tag one grandma in and one out.
She set aside sick and vacation time at her job as a lawyer for the state of Ohio. But her plans were derailed when her twins needed to be delivered 2 months early, and her fiancé, Chris Wyon's health took a sudden turn for the worse.
We didn't foresee having twins. We didn't foresee them being in the NICU for as long as they were. And really, his seizures have definitely gotten worse even since I was pregnant.
Lyles exhausted all of her paid time off to deliver and care for her twins. And now she has little time off to take care of her fiancé, who is regularly hospitalized with seizures.
But it's definitely something that is hard for me, knowing tonight she's putting the girls to bed and I'm sitting here waiting on my hospital food.
Democratic Senator Kristen Sinema and Republican Senator Bill Cassidy are introducing the first bipartisan bill to help people like Lyles. The Cassidy-Sinema proposal would allow new parents to take a $5,000 advance on their child tax credit, reducing the $2,000 annual benefit to $1,500 for the following 10 years after the birth or adoption of a child.
And if they want to use it to buy diapers, they can. Or if they want to use it to pay for someone to care for their child if they have to return to work, they can.
Less than 1 in 5 American workers get paid leave through their employer. And while nearly 90% have access to some unpaid leave, millions have no leave at all.
Some families might ask, how is this paid family leave?
What Senator Cassidy and I were trying to do here was provide something to help those families in those first 12 months of life in a way that doesn't increase taxes, doesn't increase the deficit or the debt, and doesn't place a burden on employers or the government.
Do you think there will ever come a point in this country where we will guarantee new parents a certain amount of time off and they can keep their jobs?
Some mothers, some fathers would rather not stay at home. Let's just acknowledge. I think what we're trying to do is empower the family to make the best decision for the family.
Under their proposal, the $10,000 available to Lyles and Wyan could have relieved some of the financial stress caused by the twins' lengthy stays in the neonatal intensive care unit.
I could only even begin to fathom what it costs to have 2 babies in the hospital for almost 2 months.
Lyles noted this policy wouldn't address the future costs of being a parent or the challenges her family is facing now that she has no paid time off to respond to unexpected problems.
I don't think it actually resolves anything. A proposal that only makes someone borrow from their future self to get paid for leave still doesn't address the leave part of it.
No, it doesn't.
It's so complicated, and it's what exactly their scenario is. Something unexpected happens, and then all the dominoes fall.
There's no safety net.
Really challenging.
We'll see how that legislation progresses. There's more at 4. How does your garden grow? Does it need help? Well, you're in luck.
We're taking your plant and garden questions today. If you have a question for Lisa Briggs, the number to call is 270-9933. There she is, standing by live at the Bruce Company in Middleton. We'll take your calls with Lisa right after this.
Good afternoon. Here is your Tuesday First Alert traffic update, taking a live look at the Beltline and Park Street. We're noticing some slow-go in both directions this afternoon, so keep that in mind. You may have to add about 5 or 10 minutes to your journey based on that traffic. Average speeds on the Beltline, we can see those backups go well past Verona Road eastbound and to about Monona Drive. And we are looking pretty good on Stoughton Road, and Verona Road is also showing some delays. Average speeds are around 25 miles per hour on that eastbound Beltline. So here are your drive times. Eastbound John Nolan to the interstate, that'll cost you 6 minutes. Average speed of around 45 miles per hour. 28 minutes right now to traverse the entire Beltline on University Avenue to the interstate with an average speed of around 30 miles per hour. And that is your First Alert traffic update.
All right, Dave, thank you. It failed to break the world record, but this balloon festival in eastern France sent as many balloons in the air as the last time it was held. A total of 456 balloons filled the skies, tying the record number of hot air balloons to be in flight at the same time in less than an hour, a record set at the same festival in 2017. The event Mass Ascent, which takes place every 2 years in the Lorraine region of France, is one of the biggest of its kind in the world. Isn't that
so beautiful.
It is spectacular.
Yeah.
I'll have to see that someday. We're taking your plant and garden questions today.
If you have a question for Lisa Briggs, the number is to call is 270-9933. We have 2 lines open right now. Hi, Lisa.
Hi,
Lisa's
Lisa.
live at the Bruce Company.
Hi there, guys. How are you?
Good. Beautiful day today. Look at all the flowers you have behind you. It looks great.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Marilyn from McFarland. Hi, Marilyn.
Hi. We bought some beautiful petunias this year, and they were doing great for quite some time. And now all of a sudden, the leaves are kind of shrinking and turning yellow, and they're looking kind of spindly. Are we watering them too much? Are we watering them not enough?
Are they in a pot or in the
By
ground?
the magic of television are some petunias.
Yeah.
Well, petunias, I'm assuming they're in a pot with,
Exactly,
you know,
just like that.
Yes, so when we had all that regular rainfall in early May and into the early part of June, they were getting watered regularly. And now that it got really hot, sometimes things are just looking a little tired. You also might want to consider giving them some fertilizer. They're super fertilized when they're growing these, and that usually lasts about 6 weeks. So it's time to either add some slow-release fertilizer on the soil, or to spray them with something that's water-soluble like Jax or Miracle Grow, and that should help.
You can bring them back even if they're all like shriveled up? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lisa. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, if they're shriveled up, that's a water issue. But if just turning yellow, they might just need some fertilizer.
Okay.
All right, very good. Those are so pretty, too. I love that color. Yes. Let's go to Michael in Monroe. Hi, Michael. What's your question?
Yes. Bottom rot on tomatoes. I have.
Okay.
So am I overwatering when we don't get any rain, but when we do get rain, they just like, and there's only a couple of them, but what is it?
So blossom end rot on tomatoes, and it's a brown kind of rotten patch on the bottom end of the tomatoes. It's caused by a calcium deficiency. So if your tomatoes are in the ground and you're seeing that, then what you want to do is add a fertilizer to, like a granular fertilizer to the soil. In pots, it's exacerbated by uneven watering. So what you want to make sure is that if you're growing your tomatoes in pots, that you don't want them to the pots to completely dry out. So get the watering a little more even. And if they're in pots and you don't want to use a granular, there are also spray foliar products that will help with it. But they just need more calcium.
All right, calcium deficiency. Let's go to Jean in Columbus. Hi, Jean.
Hi. I have this beautiful poinsettia plant the kids got me for Christmas. And when I cut off the flowers, I got this huge, how can I make it blossom again?
Okay, so the colored part of a poinsettia is not actually the flower. The flower is that little beady yellow thing that's in the middle. And those colored petal-like structures are called bracts. B-R-A-C-T. And so to get poinsettias to recolor, to get the bracts to form and recolor, it's really a day length kind of thing. And so what you need to do is they need to have a certain amount of complete darkness and a certain amount of bright light. and you sort of play with that as the season goes, and that's how you get them to color up. In our houses, it's really hard to do that because, you know, we have our lights on till 11 o'clock at night. So it's a really difficult thing, not in a greenhouse situation, to get them to color up. Some people will put like a box over it or put them in a closet, and you can certainly play with that. I would go online and you'd be able to find a light schedule that will help you out with that.
You didn't have a poinsettia prop?
I did not have a poinsettia prop.
All right, let's go to Lori in Mount Horeb. Hi, Lori, what's your question?
Yes, I have a wisteria bush vine. This storm that went through last Saturday broke my trellis, and now I've had to take all the wisteria off and start over.
Okay.
And my leaves are turning all brown.
Oh.
Well, you know, there might have been some damage when your trellis fell over. There might be some breakage or something. The good news is that once wisteria are established, they're super vigorous. So just cut back those parts that are damaged, put your new trellis or arbor in place, and next spring you should be fine.
Okay, let's go to Sue in Madison. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
My daughter has a magnolia tree that she planted last year, and it bloomed in the spring, and she thought it was finished, and it's blooming again now. Is that
we have seen some weird, curious blooming habits over the past couple years. So lilac or magnolias bloom at one time, usually, but sometimes there might be some latent flower buds that were triggered by the weird cold spring that we had. So she should just enjoy them and not worry about the plant as a whole. The plant will be fine.
All right, that's good news. Let's go to Bonnie in Albany. Hi, Bonnie, what's your question?
Hi. I have two real nice rows of beans, but there are no beans on them.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, the good news is, are they getting full sun, first of all? And it's certainly been warm enough. A lot of things are really delayed this year. So it might just be that the blossoming is a little bit delayed. I've just started seeing beans, like at the farmer's market. So it might be that, are you getting flowers?
Oh, she's gone, sorry.
She's gone. So if she's not getting flowers, I would say give it a fertilizer that's not too high in nitrogen. And then just keep her fingers crossed.
Yeah, as you say, everything's kind of delayed this year because it was so cool.
A lot of things are really delayed, yes.
All right, we are out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Lisa, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Lisa. See you next time.
See you guys later.
All right, we'll be right back with the final check of your forecast. Bottle this up.
Exactly. We can store it for the colder months and the more harsh weather months that are undoubtedly ahead. But for now, let's enjoy it. Temperatures in the mid-70s in Madison and basically everywhere you look. A couple of upper 60s closer to Manitowoc and Sheboygan. Here's a live look in Madison. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous on the WISC-TV Skycam. Some fair weather cumulus clouds, but still plenty of blue sky and sunshine, plenty of it. 74 right now, north wind at 7 miles per hour. That dew point very comfortable in the mid-50s. A look at tonight, mostly clear and comfortable. Those temperatures this evening falling to the 70s and 60s, bottoming out in the mid-50s as we head into early portions of Wednesday. And then more sunshine, more nice weather, more comfortable temperatures on the way for tomorrow with highs in the upper 70s. We do get a little bit warmer and still staying sunny on Thursday and Friday. This weekend, partly sunny with temperatures in the mid-80s. And then some rain chances do finally return as we head into later on Monday.
Very dry period.
Yeah, exactly.
It's August. On Thursday, it should be 80s, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Dave, thank you. And tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll preview the CrossFit Games, which kick off in Madison on Thursday.
And this month's top-notch teacher brings the magic of music to young and old alike. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. In today's Final Touch, we take you to a unique restaurant in South Africa.
And don't let the menu bug you. The newly opened Insect Experience